in a parallel way so that people can actually have parallel lifetimes going on?
Well, time is essentially like a real estate. In other words, as you and I can walk through real estate from point A to point B, all time coexists, and it's possible to go from point A to point B if you can find the path to go directly from. Some people believe it's taking the linear timeline, bending it over next to each other, and creating a wormhole or a punch-through from time A to time B.
And so when you're existing you're at the same time, literally, like, you know, you can fold it over and, wow, here I am. At the, what about creating alternate paths then? Are we doing that with our lives because of that ability for time to sort of warp or fold over on itself?
Some of us are doing multiple timelines if we have the capability of going from, let's say, today to 2 weeks ago and working the whole 2 weeks over again. What will happen is the first pass will become an alternate reality, since you cannot have a time paradox, which is where you and you exist, two of you at the same time. That cannot be. So one of the passes, typically the first pass, will become an alternate reality, an alternate timeline.
Now, what did they do, though, with Al when they allowed him to grow up the same time he was already in the Navy?
Well, Al's story is a little bit different. They allowed Al to go through and have his whole life from 1916 to 1943. Actually, I think it's 1947. Then they reportedly had the capability of regressing Al back physically to a baby, and then sent him through a time portal and inserted him in another family, and he grew up all over again. There were two Al Bieleks. One is Edward Cameron and one is Al Bielek. And even if they meet, there's going to be no terrible things happening because of the fact that there was a step back in time. Means he is meant to coexist two places in one time. I did the same thing. At Montauk, I was working at BJ's. At the same time, I was working at AIO.
Whoa. Did you get 2 paychecks? Did you get to enjoy all that abundance? No. Oh, that's a shame.
I was actually working 2 timelines, one at BJ's and one at Montauk. In other words, I would be in Melville doing my regular 8-hour-a-day job. At the same time, I would be out at Montauk doing my job as well. Now, what would happen to my memories is memory is keyed in by where you are and what timeline you're on. As far as memory goes, the first pass through would become an alternate reality memory, although theoretically I could have called myself if I knew how to get through the switchboards and do it.